So, namaste, welcome everyone to Satsang today. And welcome, big welcome also to the many friends who are joining us today via broadcasting from all over the world. And we're very happy for this because we know many people would like to be here in person or in form, but for whatever reason are not able to be here in this way. But we can join in real time via internet, so we're very happy for this. And I hope I see also many new faces, and I'm hoping that you're a little familiar with the subject that we meet about today. I don't even want to limit it to say the subject discussed only, because the very totality of us being here is concerning the subject of our true nature. And to come to a clarity, for it seems most human beings are not aware of ourselves at the deepest level. And what is this life? What is this life? And who are we in this life? So this is the topic here. And I want to say from the start that in coming together like this, my own perspective is not merely to discuss and to exchange concepts or to impart some philosophical outlook to you, but at every moment is the opportunity to go within and to discover, more than simply to learn, but to discover. Because that alone will stay with you, what you know in your heart, not only what you think with your mind. So, with that said, welcome, and very, very good. Okay, you come in for me. Right. Very good. Good to see you. Come. Sit there.
Hi, Guruji.
Hi.
There's a sense of a huge effort going on.
Yes.
And at the same time it's seen, yet at the same time somehow the seeing doesn't seem to make the effort any less somehow.
And the effort is for what? You said there's a huge effort going on. So effort is for what?
Is to be. There's an effort to be.
Without the effort to be, what are you? What are you up to?
I know it sounds crazy.
When you put it like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you must be already, no? Even to be asking the question, no? Then the effort to be is on top of the effortless being. Is there not an effortlessness about being? Or because we are referred to as human beings, no? Not human becomings. Human being, making effort to be. So I feel it's important to look into that extra. To be what? More than what beingness implies. So, you see, effort to be, it must be something that we picked up and we have not quite understood. And we must not practice something unless you have an understanding what you are doing, you know. So if you try to at least clarify, acutely what it means to practice to be, as it is understood in your own self, what it means. I mean, first of all, is it enough to be? Because everyone know they are. Everybody knows they are. You know the feeling I am, I exist. What is not known is as what do you exist? Because we say I exist, but we when you say who is it that exists, we have not gone further than just the feeling of I. I is what? The person. Largely, it is accepted that when it is said like that, it is spoken by a person. The person exists. You see? But is what you are merely a person? And what is a person? If you are 30 years old, 25, 30, 40, have you been consistently the same person? What is a person? Does it change or is it constantly the same? What is a person? Is it one thing but keeps on changing? Or is it never just fixed? It's always changeful. And memory make it seem as though it's one, but it's always changing. What is it a person, you see? Even to look into this alone, it's going to be of some interest or some value for you. Because we say many things, but haven't looked deeply into what we're saying. We only seem to understand superficially, because if you are from Portugal, you learn to speak Portuguese very naturally. And you inherit words from other people and from your environment without having to look deeply into them. And if some word is important, it must be the I. The I word must be the most important, because other words cannot happen until the I word is there. Because every time you speak something, you say, I think this thing, or I want, or I choose, I remember, I used to do this, I want to do, I. It's behind every utterance, every statement, even thought. It's behind each thought. I think, remember, I remember. Breathe even, I breathe. Have you ever seen an I breathing? It will claim even that. The breathing is happening by itself. When you're in deep sleep, breathing is going on. Nobody says I breathe. But the I takes even this. I breathe. So it's important, as you will come to see more and more, if you want to go more into the subject of your own reality, you will have to find out what I is. Because to find out what everything else in life is, without finding out who the I who finds them out is, then your knowledge is not reliable. If you don't know the knower of knowledge, who is I? Is it constant? Now, some of you may have come and think, well, our subject would have been discussed in another way. Like, is yoga good? Or, I've done this type of thing and I'm going to go to India. Would you advise me to go to this ashram? I said, listen, who is your I? And, I'm not ready for that. I am me. I am... and you start to describe you or try to define you, and all you're talking about is your body. I am 25 years old. The body is 25 years old. I'm a woman. We can see that as a female. And everything we speak almost is about our body. Are we merely our bodies? So I like to start at the fundamental things. If we understand the fundamental things, then all the other things will fall into place. If your foundation is no good, then your building will be suspect. And of all foundations, the I foundation is the most important. We all say I, but what do we understood or feel or take I to be? You see, I and being, they are synonymous somehow. Even the feeling I am Is there anyone here who can get through a day without feeling I am? You see, everyone refers to themselves as I. I is our natural name, actually. And yet nobody gave it to you. I is our natural name, and yet nobody gave it to you. No parent have named their child, you shall be called I. Then the child grow up and they say that this child will be called John. And the child seems to grow up and says, I am John. But I is not John. We need to find what I is. So if we can clear only this up, it will touch into a place within ourselves that I'm sure it will be, you will say, yes, it was worth it just to look into just this thing. Rather than go university, study all the things, or study astronomy, study astrology, study politics, study biology, study geography, study religion. If I say, study your I, if you know your I, then you'll know the others, because they came out of I. Without I, they are meaningless. And nobody has gone, in no curriculum, in no university you see the subject is I. Nobody discusses it. Nobody looks into it. Only those regarded as the sages in the human kingdom, the Buddhas and the Christs and so on, the Shivas and so on, understood the power of I, the truth of I. And they found it in its true meaning to be so important that they forgot everything else. They forgot everything else, including themselves. They forgot everything else to find what this I is and where this I come from. And because they forgot everything else, including themselves, the whole world cannot stop remembering them. Isn't it funny? Huh? Yeah. They forgot themselves, and the world cannot forget them. We are desperately trying to remember ourselves, to keep ourselves, to even be important in the world. People there. Why do we get onto this subject? You started only by saying, I want to be. But I said, but you are? No? Huh? When you say I am, it means to be. Am means to be. He says, I am. Who is the I who am? Can you imagine? We know so many subjects. There's no other species on this planet that has studied like the human being. They're the most curious species. They want to know everything, not only on this planet, but other planets also they want to know. Huh? Isn't it? We want to know other planets. We want to know what happened. Some people talk, 50 billion years ago, this was what was happening. And if you ask them what they had for breakfast yesterday, they can't remember. 50 billion years ago. There's a joke somewhere in this, I think. Huh? Who is the I that am? What is it? If am means to be, what does I mean? What is it? if you don't allow this feeling I to connect with any thought, any concept, from any zone of time, it is there. What is it? We can do now. We can find out now. Huh? Something is here. If it is not connected with anything from any language, any word, any concept, any belief, any form, because it perceives everything. If it is not attached to any or connected with any concept, then try now and see. What is it? Don't say the words, because even the words you speak will not be it. It sees the words being spoken. It observes the breath even. It sees seeing. It perceives perceiving. It does not need the mind. It watches mind, but not even with interest. Can you feel? Can you feel or not? Yes. You can feel. What can you describe? Everything comes after. First, the I must arise. If you wake up this morning at 7 o'clock, at 6:59, where were you? What could you discuss? What was your name? Seven o'clock. Something comes into being. A natural sense of I'm here, even without the words. It is the first to arise, no? You cannot perceive the sense of you before the sense of I. First, the sense of I must be there. This knowledge, this consciousness, I am, must be there first. Then the sense of you or other or world can come. So it is, you can say it is the firstborn of consciousness, the feeling I am. So this I am itself arises, isn't it? Because at 6:59 it was not there. At 7 it came into being, you can say. It became self-aware. And now it is 3:33. It is still in the waking state. Now it knows time, 3:33. But can anything know it? Even to say I am, it knows I am. It perceives the sense I am, the thought I am. It perceives the thought you and world and late and breakfast and everything else it is perceiving. But does it have a shape? Breakfast this morning is muesli. The body consumes. Enjoyment takes place and is perceived to take place. Satisfaction or dissatisfaction also arises and is perceived to arise from the place of I. That is a kind of weakness, a kind of a weaknessing of what is arising. So before even any of this, I say, if you don't attach any intention or idea or identity to I, so nothing at all. When you start counting from 1, not from 0. Isn't it? 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. But before you get to 1, 1 arises out of 0, no? But you don't say 0. Okay? I is at the 0 place. It watches 1 happen, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, isn't it? So don't touch 1. Are you or are you not? Am I on this or what? Okay, you're here? Oh, thank you. So you don't touch 1, you're here, no? Okay? You naturally know you are. You don't need a mirror to know you are. You know you are. Supposing someone was having operation and you were in some coma, or you wake up, suddenly become awake, and there's nothing to see, nothing to touch or to feel or to measure, nothing at all to perceive. Would you not also know that you are? Wouldn't you naturally know I exist? Yeah. As what do you exist? First feel, then say. Do now. Don't hold on to anything.
I'm that is all.
I am that which is. Why all? Where does all come from? All is later. You can feel. I gave example last week, and I'm going to repeat this week because many are new, and I think it is worth to share. Once we were making one guided meditation, we're recording a guided meditation, where you see, and then at some point I was listening to a guided meditation, and there was a period of silence, no? And the silence, I remember that the silence was longer before, and it was chopped. Someone was editing and felt the silence was too long, and so they chopped some silence, but it was too short now. Okay? So they wanted to put back some silence. Okay? You follow or not? Okay? So what they did was they just recorded blank, some digital silence. They put some digital silence, okay? Then we played. And you can discern the real silence from the digital silence, isn't it? Because the real silence has an atmosphere. The digital silence is dead, isn't it? Nothing in the universe is like this digital silence. It's a newcomer. Okay? This digital silence, okay? When you leave everything now, like this, you leave everything, don't touch anything. What remains here? Is it a digital silence or another silence? Feel your being. What are you perceiving? Is it sound? Is it form? Because I didn't ask you to suppress your senses. I said, don't be attached to them. Leave everything. Yeah, because senses you can perceive also. So don't identify. Don't say I am the hearing. I am the seeing. No. Don't touch anything at all. What is here? It is not a thought. Go beyond thought. Don't touch any thought. She says, I sense a presence here. A presence here. Is she correct or not? Yeah? There's a presence here, okay? Is it particularly female or male? No, it's not female or male. Is it Portuguese? Is it Christian or Hindu or Muslim or anything like this? Does it have any kind of distinguishing characteristics? Huh? So this presence, which has no data, has no other quality. This is your self. When you're conscious. This is the self of the waking state. You can say like this. This is your dynamic being. This is the seed being. It's not a doctor, it's not a mother, it's not a wife or a husband, it's not a master or a disciple. It's not red or blue or pink. It has no size and no shape. Let us just give a few moments just to acknowledge this that you have seen. Does it know time? Is it affected by time? Everything passes in front of this. This is the very seat of perception, where even perceiving is perceived. All knowledge reports to this. All knowingness spring from here. This is where witnessing of the existence is taking place. It is referred to as the godly sense or principle inside each form. It announces itself inside the body as the sense, I am. It knows it is. But it doesn't belong to anybody, nor does anything belong to it. As you become aware of it, notice your inner state. How empty and silent and deep. Do you feel disturbed? No. Do you feel alienation? No. Do you feel separation? No. That's because you are resting inside your own being. Even to say that you are resting inside your own being is too much. Simply you are. Now, does it take any effort? Forgive me for taking so long to answer your question. what is making effort and to do what?
It's the person, the
Yeah.
identity with the person.
Yeah, and could we clearly, because I've heard about this person. I think it's the same guy showing up all over the
Same one.
world, no? But I want to meet this person because it's only been a rumor so far. We want to meet this person. Where is the person? What is it made out of, the person? Is it the same as this, that you, the effortless one? Is it the same as the sense of presence? The person?
No.
No. Okay.
There's a mixture of belief, like really a strong belief
Yes.
of this person or identity that wants to get the presence somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the presence is there already, isn't it?
Yes.
So how can the person have the presence?
You tell me. Doesn't make any sense.
Which is the greater, the presence or the person?
It's the presence.
Yeah.
And everything comes from that.
Yes.
There's the seeing of that.
Oh, okay.
And at the same time, this other
Where did the person come from?
from the presence,
Yes. Okay.
from the source.
Yes. And you are?
The presence.
Okay. What does it want?
It doesn't want anything. Thank you, you got me.
But does the show end there or no? We have to look, no? Because we look for the person because the person wants a lot of things and the person invited, please speak for yourself, okay? Because the presence doesn't want anything, but we hear that person wants a lot of things. Will the person please stand up? And make a case for yourself. What is it that's missing? What you want? Hello? Is he? Oh, he's back. Preston's back. Is there two? How many people are living in this house? Is it a single apartment or a shared apartment? Two eyes or something?
Why is it still like going on? You know this.
Okay, so this is what we want to find out. First of all, very few people have had the chance, the opportunity to really have a sense or to really recognize or acknowledge or come to a place where you are in the direct experience of presence. So presence and you become same thing. It's the same thing. Okay? You just have and you are. Now, when the presence disappears, please put your hand up and say, the presence has gone. Only the person is here now. Okay? Okay? Anytime we're here, when the presence just goes or vanish, noisily or quietly, and you become aware of it, just say, up, sorry, presence is gone. Not the person. Okay? Like that. So we want to know, why is the person still persisting after you came and you looked and you say, I asked you, this sense of presence is here. Is it shared? Is it a shared accommodation? Is it in there with something else called a person? Did you answer this question? In this house of being, or this house of...
It seems to be mixed.
Mixed with?
The presence with the person.
Okay. What would notice this? What would be able to notice that it's mixed? That's another one again, no? Huh?
Or the presence itself, the awareness.
The awareness. Can I listened to you say something. Is the presence mixed?
Presence is not mixed. I just thought what is watching the presence feels like intelligent space or something.
Okay. So this is good. I went to her because when she answered before, she said there seems to be just a sense of presence. She didn't say, I think there's a sense of presence. Your tone told me you are affirming and confirming there's a sense of presence. But when I asked the question, what is aware of presence? Is there an awareness even of presence? And you say, actually, there seems to be something like a kind of an intelligence in which even presence is seen. Would that be true? Let's go back again to the sense of presence. Huh? Is there anything wrong in the sense of presence? We are communicating now all together. We're in the room. Close the door, please. Nobody out. Please answer this question. Is there anything wrong or missing with the state of presence? You alone can answer this question now because you don't have any textbook in front of you. What did you say? No. Nothing. Yeah, nothing is wrong with it. So it is quite good. It's quite happy. What is the environment of presence like? How do you feel? You feel well, or you feel... Just presence now. So, in spite of feeling very, very well, there is even something beyond, it seems, presence, in which even presence itself is perceived. At least someone in this room knows it or sense it. Then that's behind presence. What about in front of presence? What is happening in front of presence? Behind presence, you say, there is a space, like a kind of intelligence. We don't know what to call this thing. It's not even a thing, because is presence a thing? Then even presence itself is perceived, meaning that whatever is perceiving presence is even more subtle than presence even. Okay? So let's go back in front of presence to what we say must be person. Because in spite of recognizing that there's just what we are using the word presence, it doesn't have a sticker called presence on it, but the word presence seems satisfactory for the moment, presence. In front of presence is coming something called a person, scratching about. And what's this person feeling like? Is it also, is it an object? Is the person an object? What is it made out of? Dream. Somebody say dream. Huh? Feelings, thoughts, energy, condition, all of this, yes, seem to come together to create the sense of a person. Sense of a person, okay? Is comprised of thought, feeling, imagination, projection, conditioning, vibration, some persons say, or energy, okay? Okay. Is it tangible as a unit, the person? Can it be caught? Can you introduce your person? It's changeable. Okay. Like a kind of contraction. All the things you mention is what you are perceiving, isn't it? Huh? Because all the things we put together, we say, yeah, this is what comprises a person, no? And the vibration, everything. But so something looks upon the person, it's studying the person, okay? That which is aware of the person, is it a person? Yeah. Which is greater, that which perceives the person or the person? Which is more constant? The perceiver, like this and that. This is called experience. The person wants something. What makes why does the person wanting something matter to you, the presence? Again, you have come to a place where you're aware of yourself as presence. Okay? Is anything attached to presence? Does it connect up to something? Or how is presence? Is it needing anything? No. Is it unhappy? No. Okay. Can it die? You feel confident to say this? Can it die? No. Okay. What is the connection of the person with presence? When you say I, what are you indicating, the person or the presence? Presence. Is that all the time? No. Why not all the time then? When it feels so good.
It is all the time. It's all the time. Sometimes I don't know it, but it's all the time. There's no other way. It's all the time.
And sometimes I don't know it. I referring to what? Please look, because we don't have to speculate now, because we are actually in the experience itself. When you're in the experience, you don't speculate. You simply share. You can simply observe, isn't it? What is the concern for the presence with person?
Yeah, it seems the attention goes there somehow.
The attention goes there. When the attention goes there, does it mean the present goes there? Does the presence go there? So the presence is even capable of observing the movement of the attention going somewhere. Does it alter the presence? Okay, what's the trouble then? Identification comes, and somehow the sense of presence seems to get converted, or somehow converted into the state of personhood or something, isn't it? And it's the presence that's believing that it's the person for a while, isn't it? So belief comes, and although belief itself can be perceived by the presence, it can see, oh, I'm identifying again. Yes, I can see strong belief. If I can see strong belief, I am not the belief. So the belief, when believed in, must give some effect happen to the presence, whereby it goes into some kind of hypnosis and gets converted into the state of person. Yeah. Is that absolutely this happen? No. So there is some sense of going in and out of focus. So sometimes it feels I'm now the person, and then, oh, my life is so terrible. When it goes back into presence, it goes, oh my God, thank you, I feel so good. Om Namah Shivaya. When it goes back into person, oh my, I don't think I'm ever going to get this. I don't think I'm worthy enough. I don't feel like, you see, like this. So something is oscillating between the sense of person and then presence. What is it that creates attention? Attention, okay. But the presence is able to observe the attention. but not always. So what practice is to try and keep observing that when the habit, that when the attention goes and belief goes in the attention, it creates a kind of drug effect upon the presence, and the presence start to behave as a person. Okay? When the presence becomes self-conscious, that it is always capable of watching, okay, then that delusion doesn't happen. That hypnosis doesn't happen. When the consciousness keeps on being conscious of consciousness, after a while, it doesn't have to do it anymore. And the sleep is over. Just like when this body was, what is your name? Priya. When this body was born, the name Priya or any other name didn't come on the forehead. God send you, I'm sending you Priya. Yeah? The body came empty, no name, and somebody thought about, what should we call this one? Whatever, no? So their name was decided. Also, name can change, religion can change, belief can change. But there's something that cannot change. And there is something that changes. Body is changing, thoughts are changing. The perceiving of thoughts changing is there. Spirituality, or the search for truth, begins when there's consciousness that you can observe without identifying. And when you observe without identifying, a space opens up inside and you begin to feel very well and very unattached. And this detachment itself is a great joy.